Hello guys, Wendell Sailor here for PNGBet.com. Well, we're getting to the business end of the season. Round 17, it's the last Origin, so Origin players aren't available. But that won't matter in this game. We've got the Seagulls versus the Raiders on Thursday night. The Seagulls are playing great football. On the back of Tommy Turbo, we know he's playing great football, but I just think he makes the young players better. Jason Sub was outstanding on the weekend. Moses Sully comes into the team on the wing. And if you have a look at their halves pairing, Foz, he's going to do a good job there. Cherry Evans is out. Dylan Walker comes into the halves. But their forward pack, for me, their forward pack is doing a really good job. The young players, Paseka, strong, great engine. He's got some really good leg speed, and that helps guys like Lawton out and Sean Kepi. Kepi's been a big improver this year, and I like their bench, Ben Travojevic and Sipley. So this is a really nice balanced side, and I think Des Hasler's done a wonderful job. I look at the Raiders. The Raiders can get beaten at home by 40-odd points by the Titans, 5:30 on a Saturday. I did the game for Triple M. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was Jordan Rapana's 150th game. There's something missing from the Raiders at the moment. They're not having fun. They're not enjoying it. I'm not sure if it's the coach, Ricky Stewart, or whether there's a little bit of in-house unrest there. But whatever it is, they've got to turn it around. I'm looking at their team, and it's still a good team on paper. Xavier Savage comes in at fullback. He's a young player I don't know too much about, but it's got to start with their forward pack. Their forward pack is getting owned. Canberra, usually good through the middle, great on the edges, but at the moment, no matter what they do, they're making too many mistakes. And when the Titans, who haven't been great away from home, can put 40 points on you or 40 plus points on you at home, you know you're in trouble. So this is going to be a tough one for the Raiders to win. The Seagulls, they're playing great football. We saw what they did to the Doggies last week. That was embarrassing for the Dogs. Obviously, Trent Barrett, the press conference was all time. You could just tell he wasn't happy with what was happening there. Manly Seagulls, $1.20. The Raiders, $3.90. Where I see this going, the Raiders just aren't a happy team at the moment. They can turn it around, but even without Tommy Turbo, I'll be taking the Manly Seagulls by -15. Because when they score tries, it becomes confident right through their team. Whoever they bring in, it's next man up, they're doing a job. Raiders are going to struggle here, and I just think their season's gone. There was so much on the line for them last week to win, and they couldn't do it. I just think there's some issues there that need to be sorted out, but the Raiders won't be finishing in the top 8 this year. That's my tip. Oh, here we go, Friday night football. I think I'll be calling this game the Rabbitohs versus the Cowboys. Well, the Cowboys. I'm not sure what they threw up last week against Newcastle. They needed to be better. They had a pretty good side, and they were embarrassing. When you've got a guy like Tamalolo, you've got to give him a hand. Their halves, they didn't get him around, and it was just embarrassing what they kept throwing up. They kept making silly mistakes. The intensity wasn't there. I agree. Callum Ponga is a freak. Mate, what he brought to Newcastle, there's one player and different teams that make a difference. Obviously, the Turbo, Cameron Munster makes a difference to the Melbourne Storm team when he's going. But for me, Penrith Panthers, they've got so many good players. But the Bunnies here, Cody Walker and Adam Reynolds can count themselves unlucky not to be in Origin, because I think Freddie was looking at those two guys just to go straight in, a straight swap. But Alex Johnson's scoring tries at will. He's leading the try scoring, I think, with that man, Josh Adokar, the Fox. So the Fox will be playing this week. Good chance for Campbell Graham, Alex Johnson to get some points on the board. Cody Walker's playing some great football, but it's their forward pack for me. Colin Matangi, he's a young back rower. He'll be playing Origin the next couple of years. He's such a skillful bloke, but also Jaden Sewer. If I'm the Broncos, I'm trying to sign this guy. This is his first game in a little while. So Wayne Bennett has said, you know what, you're up, Jaden Sewer. We need to do a job because Cam Murray's away on Origin duty. So where I see this game being won, South Sydney all day. South Sydney, $1.15, that's a real short price. The Cowboys, $4.75. Jeez, Cowboys, I just can't see them going with them here. I'm taking the Rabbitohs to win by -18. That'll give you $1.96. I think that's one of the best bets of the round. But they've got so many points in them, the Rabbitohs. They put the Tigers to the sword, and I tell you what, they're going to put the Cowboys to the sword. And they'll be riding home in the sunset without a win. The Bulldogs and the Roosters. What? I just don't know what to say about the Bulldogs. Just when you think the Bulldogs have turned the corner, they just get absolutely pumped. And Trent Barrett, I feel for him because there's a couple of young blokes that he that he had faith in, but they just kept giving him mistakes. Their completion rate wasn't good. Their missed tackles was abysmal. But like the Roosters, they got beaten by 40-odd points too. So Melbourne Storm. So these two teams have both come off bad losses, but I'd expect the Roosters to bounce back. The Roosters bounce back in a big way. I look at the Roosters and their side, it's a good side still. Joseph Manu, who's a class player, he's at the back there. Sam Walker, they're going to stick with at the moment. I'd be nearly giving him a rest. You look at the 5'8", Hutchison comes back in here. He's had a tough couple of months, but he's going to be all right. Victor Radley. Victor the Inflictor. He will give them not only starts through the middle third, but also his skill and the way that he plays at the back. He gives you energy. He's going to be good for the Roosters. The Roosters are $1.10. County Bulldogs $5.85. Where I see this going, the Roosters, mate, give the minus 21.5. I know they got embarrassed last week, the Dogs, but they're not going to go with them. I expect the Roosters to absolutely clean house here. Minus 21.5. They'll bounce back in a big way for $2. So get on the Roosters. That's a pretty good bet. The Dogs, they need the end of the season to come real quickly. Well, the Sharks versus the Warriors. This is a nice way to round off a Sunday match. The Warriors, they really haven't got too many players here on Origin duty. So Reece Walsh comes back on the side. That'll give them some confidence. I look at the Sharks here. Sharks have got a really good side. Will Kennedy at the back, Chambers. This is a good team. And I look at the forward pack. You got Rudolph, you got Woods, Nakora. It's a really good side. But once again, the Warriors, they just don't know how to close games out. I look at this Warriors side, and it's a good side. Adding Fanua Blake. Matt Lodge, who switched from the Broncos to the Warriors, that deal was done. I'm telling you now, there's something in this. When you least expect the Warriors to win, they get a win for you. I look at their back line, and it's a good back line. Dell Westniak, he played some good football, but he's been to a lot more clubs than Bunnies Slim Dusty in the last couple of years. But Marcelo, he's been playing some really good football. I look at this team, and I look at the Sharks team. The Sharks team on paper is a strong side, but they're not really affected too much, the Warriors. I like the Warriors here. On a Sunday afternoon, they would have been embarrassed about losing last week. There's no way they should have lost that game to the Dragons. They're up 18-6. You've got to learn to close the game out. That comes back to their halves. So Cody Nikorima and Sean O'Sullivan, you've got to be better. And if you're going to be better, you get your 2 points. So they're just outside the top 8. The Sharks, $1.44. I just think the Sharks should be more than that, even though it's at Net Strata, Jubilee. The Warriors, $2.60. I'm that confident that the Warriors can win this. I'm taking the Warriors at $2.60. I just think these prices are ridiculous. Get on the Warriors. I reckon that's the best bet of the week. And if I'm wrong, well, I'm not a 3-time premiership player. Anyway, that's my Big Dell's tips for this week. And I'm telling you now, the Warriors, they'll bounce back. I know Nathan Brown, he's had a tough week. But I'm sure this side can bounce back on the back of Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And Reece Walsh, he adds so much. You know, the kid was picked to play Origin, and then he obviously had to pull out. But he won't get a chance again now because they got the man Caleb Ponga. So he'll be looking to sort of, rip and tear. So Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock, I think I'm doing this game for Triple M. I can't wait because this is going to be an entertaining game. Because these two teams, not many players are in Origin, so these guys are unaffected, both of these teams. So for me, get on the Warriors, $2.60. And at worst, if you want, take the Warriors with the 7.5 start. Because that's a lot of points in this game. There's not much between these two teams, but go the Warriors. Pure, my brothers. That's Big Dell's tips for round 17. Same time, same place, next week. Yeah, you big sexy guy. Look at that. Look at that. Who's going to stop that?